Hydrating and hyaluronic body lotion nourishes your skin with all-day hydration.
All right, can you all hear? Okay. And Leslie, we weren't talking. That's probably why you didn't hear anything. It was quiet. I was just getting set up for the live stream.
Gotcha. I thought something happened.
That's okay. We are now live streaming. We will get started with our presentation for tonight. Welcome to our evening session of our education forum with Guilford County Schools Parent Academy, Guilford County Partnership for Children, our African American Initiative of United Way of Greater High Point, and Fox 8 as our MC. And I'm going to ask our AEI chair, Miss Janet Riley-Wright, to come on.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening. As Latoya has already stated, my name is Janet Riley-Wright. I am the chair of AAI, the African American Initiative, who is a part of Greater United Way of High Point and surrounding areas. We thank you for taking the time to be with us for such an important subject. So even if you're a parent, if you're not a parent, if you're a friend, if you work with children in any way, we thank you for being here to gather this knowledge and share with others. And if you have time, invite somebody else as well, so they could be a part of it. So AAI is the African American Initiative, as I stated, and we pride ourselves in providing education and knowledge to minorities and unserved communities to better educate those in the community. So we look forward to this being another opportunity to educate and prepare people and to assist them with the proper education, proper resources for their children in this community.
Thank you, Janet, for introducing us. And again, we appreciate you for joining us. This is a part of our series of crucial conversations and community forums. So thank you for joining us. I'm going to introduce our MC for the night, Mr. Michael Hennessy from Fox 8, and I'll let him take it over and start us off.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Caught us right here in the middle of a great busy news cycle, so it's nice to sit down and relax a little bit and talk about some really good information. We had a great discussion this morning, a lot of good details, a lot of good dates to keep in mind, and all of our panelists have put together a lot of great stuff for you guys for resources, and we're going to talk about how to access everything and mark some really important dates on your calendar so we can get everybody off on their right foot, no matter what grade level they are in. And all of our panelists have put together their own presentations, so I guess I'll turn it over to them so they can go ahead and get started.
All right, first up we have Christy Kaufer and Amy Pendergrass.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. Can you all see that?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm trying. Let's see. Okay. Amy, are you able to share the PowerPoint? it's not pulling up. So I'm going to talk to you all about the North Carolina pre-kindergarten program tonight, and then Amy's going to talk to you all about some more options within the Guilford County school system for pre-K. While we're waiting for that to pull up. So a little bit about the NC pre-K program. I'm going to talk about who is eligible, how you can apply, and then also what NC pre-K is. So it is a state-funded program designed to provide high-quality educational experiences to enhance school readiness for 4-year-old children. They must be 4 years old on or before August 31st of this year. We have classrooms located throughout Guilford County in private child care centers, Guilford County schools, and Children and Families First, which are our Head Start sites. NC Pre-K is a free program. There is no charge for any site. It operates for 10 months out of the year and for 6.5 hours a day. Placements are limited, so we encourage parents to submit their applications early. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the application process. There are multiple ways that families can apply. We have applications available on the Guilford County Partnership for Children website. They're also available with Guilford County schools, at our private child care centers, and at Head Start sites. We are taking applications now. The applications opened last week. Parents are required to submit documents, and I'll go over what is required in just a few minutes. Encourage families to go ahead and submit all the documents when they submit the application so that we can process. If it's incomplete, it just slows down the process. We encourage parent choice on the application so they can pick their first 4 choices that they would like for a site. If your child picks a private site or a Head Start site, placements will begin in May of this year, and they will be notified by mail. If they pick a Guilford County school site, they will be notified by email over the summer. They'll start their placements in July. Eligibility does not guarantee placement. Placement is dependent upon availability and NC Pre-K funds. All right, the next slide.
Okay.
So the documents that are required to be submitted with an application include proof of birth, proof of residency, proof of income. Parents can turn in a 1040, a W-2, or their 4 most recent pay stubs. Children can qualify. First of all, like I said, they have to be 4 years old. They can also qualify if they are over income. They have a chronic health condition, developmental or educational needs. So parents need to also submit those documents for that as well. And this is our contact information. As I mentioned, the applications are available on our website. We also have an email address. Parents can request for us to email them an application. They can pick it up at our location on West Friendly Avenue. And then I will turn it over to Amy. She's going to talk more about the different options within Guilford County schools.
Good evening, everyone. Give me just a second to pull up our next document. So good evening. Thank you for being here. We're excited to share some information with you today about our various options for your pre-K child in Guilford County. So Christy talked to you about our NC pre-K classroom specifically and that application process. And I'm just going to lift up a couple of other options tonight. So if on the first column, you will see that we also in Guilford County Schools offer a Montessori pre-K classroom option. And this falls under our choice schools, which you're going to hear more about later from Dr. Slade when he talks about our choice showcase. Is going to be coming up right around the corner. So those schools have an application deadline by the 20th of February. So February 20th is a date you're going to need to mark on your calendar if you're thinking about applying for one of our choice schools. And that does apply to pre-K as well. in these 3 sites. So placement for our choice schools is determined by lottery, and pre-K in these schools is in a multi-age classroom. So the pre-K students are in a classroom with kindergarten students. For this option, transportation, Guilford County Schools transportation is provided for pre-K students who are lucky enough to get in by lottery to these locations, which are Washington Montessori, Irwin Montessori at Alamance, and Triangle Lake Montessori. And for this particular option, applications are completed in Schoolmen, which you will see a detailed presentation later of how to access that through our website. So that's one free pre-K option in Guilford County. And then the next 2 options fall under the same umbrella that Christy spoke of earlier and are tied to NC Pre-K, which is a state-funded program. There's a little bit of difference between the 2, which I'll highlight. In the middle column, you'll see Title I NC Pre-K classrooms in Guilford County School in our schools. So our application for our first round of placements is due by April 28th. So if your first and second choice for childcare are in a Guilford County school, you're going to want to make sure that you get your application in by the 28th. And that placement is determined by the greatest need of students. So after we receive applications, parents will get a questionnaire that they will give us information about their student, and then students are placed in our classrooms not by income, but by greatest need. And we do not provide transportation. Some of the NC Pre-K sites you'll see in the 3rd column do provide transportation. So those will be highlighted or recognized on the application, which ones do that. So you can see in the 2 columns, the different locations. We have classrooms in 50 elementary schools, and then we have 28 childcare centers and 9 Head Start centers. So lots of options for students. And the great thing about this application for these last 2 columns is it's a single application. So you may choose for your student that your first choice may be a childcare center, a childcare network. Your second choice may be a Guilford County school, and your third choice may be a Head Start center. So it's really whatever works for your family. So that is in one single application that can be submitted either online at guilfordchildren.org or through a printed application that you can get on our website, their website, or at a local school. I do want to highlight that all of these programs are taught by teachers who have a teaching license. The last 2, our NC Pre-K programs use the same curriculum, and the teachers meet the same criteria. So there are a lot of similarities in those programs as we're governed by state requirements. So get your kids signed up for Pre-K. If you have any questions, our numbers and websites are at the bottom of the page, and we welcome you to reach out at any time.
Great, we appreciate it, ladies. I believe now we are going to turn things over to Dr. Slade. Doctor, do we have you again tonight?
Good evening. Yes, I am here. Good evening, everyone.
I think we have Michelle Griffin actually next.
Oh, we have Michelle first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Michelle is actually in my department, and
Okay.
she's having technical difficulties, so I'll be leading the presentation on her behalf.
Perfect. And would you like to share your screen as well?
I definitely will. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I just want to remind our participants, if you have questions as we're going through the presentations, I don't want you to forget them. You can go ahead and put them in the chat. And we also have a text number available for you, which is 336-577-4368. 336-577-4368, or just put them in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, so following the agenda here, I'm Dr. Slade. I am the Senior Executive Director for the Student Assignment Office. For the next 2 slides, I'm actually presenting information about student assignment in regard to kindergarten registration, but I'm also going to share some information on behalf of my colleague in reference to the choice schools and programs. So right here is our, that's showing on your screen is our student assignment website. So the first part that I want to highlight is kindergarten registration. So if we have families participating in this presentation, just to give you an idea of some of the requirements to register for kindergarten, as well as knowing where to go to find out information. Now, I know you're receiving a lot of information, so it is my goal not to give you information overload through this presentation. My goal is to direct you to the resources that are available directly from the Guilford County Schools website. So in relation to kindergarten registration, when you get to the student assignment website, you'll see a link that says kindergarten registration. And on this site, it has an introduction video. It has information you're going to need for the upcoming registration period. Now, registration typically opens April 1st. So if you go to our site right now, it's only going to show you information for April 2022 because we're still in this current year. When it's time to register for kindergarten, which is likely will be April 1st, 2023, you come to this site. All of our registrations in Guilford County Schools is through an online platform called SchoolMint. So our pre-K department referenced that, and that is our online registration platform. So we have 2 steps for you to register. First, you create your account, and here's the website that you would go to. We also have a video tutorial just in case you need additional support with that, or you can contact our office, which the number is also posted there. Once you create your account, you just follow those steps and it'll walk you through all your requirements for kindergarten. Now, you will see a list of things that are necessary, and these are based on the state requirements, like a certified birth certificate, a health transmittal form. You can find out which school you're assigned to by going to this locator, your child's immunizations, proof of residence that shows what qualifies for proof of residence to show that you do reside in a certain attendance zone. And we also have pre-K information, which we can direct you right to the pre-K website. So again, nothing to be concerned about at this moment because kindergarten registration in itself does not open up typically until April 1st. All right, so transferring from that, I'm going to now talk about our choice schools. Now, this choice school option, these are options for our pre-K families and K through 12 families. So with the pre-K through 12, we are now in our choice application period. And as soon as you go to the Guilford County Schools website, the first thing you're seeing here is choice schools application period is now open. And if you hit read more, it directs you to our online registration platform. Okay, so everything that I'm covering here is really directly and pointing you into the right places to find our resources. So what are our choice schools? We have a choice schools website that explains, it has very important dates, which I'm going to highlight a few of those within the couple of minutes that I have here. So choice schools and programs. So all of our pre-K through 12 students, you have a choice and you have a voice, parents, in determining the kind of educational experience that's right for them. Now, one thing that's on here that is really helpful is, what are my options? What are my choice options as a parent? So if you go to the program listings, which are right here, you're going to see a flyer here that allows you to open it up. And let me pull that one up here. And this flyer will give you the options available. So my elementary parents, here are your options. If your child is interested in arts, global studies, international baccalaureate, Montessori, science and technology, Spanish immersion, STEM or STEAM, technology, traditional and virtual, this window to apply is open now through February 20th. So be sure to take a note of that. The application window for our choice programs is open now through February 20th, and it closes at 5:30 on February 20th. So be sure to explore these options, and if it's something that you're interested in, then you're able to apply for those. Now, you may see here arts. It shows Moorhead and it shows Parkview. Now, these programs are dependent upon where you reside. For example, if I'm a Greensboro resident, then, and my child is interested in arts, you're going to apply to Moorhead Expressive Arts. A duplicate program, which is the same program, but it's more accessible to families in High Point, it would be the Parkview Village option. And you'll see that in the application portal once you begin your application. Same example, if I live in High Point and I'm interested in global studies, then you're going to see the Johnson Street Global Studies option. If you live in Greensboro, then you're going to see the Brooks Global Studies option. So these programs, yes, they are called duplicate programs, and we have options in Greensboro and we have options in High Point for accessibility purposes. Okay, so those are the options for elementary parents. Middle schoolers, here are your options. You have an advanced academics course, program. You have global studies as well. You have international baccalaureate, performing arts, preparatory, which is Allen J. Preparatory Academy, science and technology, Spanish immersion, and also you have a virtual option. Again, you log in, the window opens now all the way through February 20th, and you can see the available options that you may apply to. And last but not least, we have our high school options. Lots of pathways for high school students. Advanced placement at Western Guilford High. We have early and middle college options. Once you go to this site, you can click on these and it takes you directly to those programs. So you can find out more information and whether you want to apply to them or not. We have in-school academy options. So the focuses of the themes are agricultural science, aviation, which is a growing field, education, which we always like students to stay involved in the education and start to focus on those careers. Engineering and also health science is another option. We have our international baccalaureate programs along with performing arts and our signature career academies, which focus on careers and things such as counseling and mental health, cybersecurity, drone technology, pharmacy, and global logistics. So lots of options there for our high school students as well. So again, if you're taking notes, the important dates for this window is open now. The window's open now all the way through February 20th. And if you go to the Choice Schools site, you will find all the information you need. Where do you apply? You can find that information on this Choice Schools site, but it is our SchoolMint platform. So as soon as you get to the Choice Schools, if you go to the bottom, click here, it'll take you directly to our online platform. Another important date that I want to highlight before I close, we have a choice showcase that is coming up on February 1st at the Greensboro Coliseum from 5:30 p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Again, I'll repeat that. Choice Showcase, Wednesday, February 1st at the Greensboro Coliseum from 5:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. And at this showcase, you'll have the opportunity to go to different school booths to talk to the leaders of the school. You'll have students showcasing some of their works. Really a really good time to ask questions and get more information about these programs. So you're welcome to explore the programs now and then make a plan to attend in our session here at the Greensboro Coliseum. We receive hundreds, if not thousands of families to show up, and we're back in person this year, which we're excited about. We've been doing this online due to COVID, but now we're back in person and we invite you to come out on February 1st at the Greensboro Coliseum. Okay. And from that, other dates are also listed here, which includes our timeline. Again, the showcase. Schools will start to open up on every Tuesday, starting January 31st. So if you see a program that you're interested in, you can go to that school on Tuesdays. And that schedule is also listed here on the Choice Schools website. So everything that I'm sharing here is coming directly from this site. You're welcome to explore it. let's say if you have the Tuesday tour times outlined here. So you find your program, you see when they're offering a Tuesday tour. It also has their open house dates. I encourage you to review those and plan accordingly. Okay, so that again is our choice school options. Really a busy time for us, an exciting time for the school district. We typically get over 10,000 applications for these options. So I encourage you to be part of that number. And if you have any questions around the choice school options, again, from their website, on their main page, you will be able to find any contact information, frequently asked questions, and any other questions that you may have. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Slade. I believe now we're going to turn it over to Kevin Ross to talk about how people can keep track of their kids with the latest technology within the district.
Yes, and good evening, and thank you guys once again for allowing us at Transportation to take part in this forum. First thing I want to do, I'm going to share my screen here. Let's go here. Share. Can you see the screen? My screen?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. All right. So first off, getting started with transportation in Guilford County Schools, to initiate that process, you would actually go to our website. If you go to the Guilford County Schools homepage, you'll see our transportation link at the bottom. If you just click on that link, it'll take you to our transportation homepage. And from here, you will go to, and let me apologize because I got to put my glasses on because my screen is a little far away from me. But you will go to the eligibility to ride section here. And this basically tells you, what you need as far as to do is to be eligible to ride the school bus. We have a transportation preference form that is online. We can get to that transportation preference form. Requesting bus transportation. Our transportation preference form is the first step that you would take to actually ride a school bus. So once you complete this form gets sent to the school that you're registered, and it gets sent to their data manager. Once you complete this form, that is very important, and there's a step that a lot of people miss, is to check with their data, the school's data manager, to make sure that this form has been received. And once this form has been received, it'll be put into our database, and then we'll start. That's where the process will start for initiating transportation. Once you've been approved for transportation, we've adopted a program called Here Comes the Bus that allows us the accountability piece to be able to keep up with our students and to know where our buses are at all times. And it's been extended to our parents through the Here Comes the Bus app. The Here Comes the Bus app is actually a mobile app. If you go back to the transportation page, our transportation page, you'll click on the Here Comes the Bus app, and from here you'll go to set up an account with the Here Comes the Bus. It's really easy. It's a mobile app that you use, and once you click on this page, it'll take you to the Get Started. The first thing you'll want to do, of course, is to download the app on either your Android or your mobile or your Apple device. And once you do that, you'll use your student's ID to actually log into the system, and then from there it's pretty much it handles itself. You won't need to do anything else. You'll just sign up for either push notifications or email notifications. This is what you'll see as far as when you register and you pull up the Here Comes the Bus app. It'll have your student's name, it'll have the bus number, and it'll have the stop locations as well. So it'll have the time that the stop is supposed to be made, and then you also see the time that the stop is actually made. This legend over here indicates, like right here, this red indicates where the bus stop is, and then once that's turned green, then that indicates that that bus has already made that bus has made a stop at that location. So the parent can actually see that a stop has been made at their student's location. That doesn't necessarily mean that the student actually got on the bus or not, but that just lets us know that the bus did make a stop at that location. We're using one cards that are compatible with the scanners on our buses, so that once the kids actually get on the bus, they're supposed to use their one cards and scan on. And then what the parents will see is this little blue dot right here will be beside this stop, and that'll show that the student actually scanned on at that bus stop location. And then when the bus arrives at their school, the school will turn from red to green to let the parents know that the bus did arrive at the school. And then they'll get a notification once the student scans off the bus to let the parents know that their kids, were got on and off the bus at the locations they were supposed to. If for some reason the kid scans off at a location that they're not supposed to get off at, or in the PM when that happens, if they scan off on, and a notification is also sent to the parent to let the parent know where their students scanned on and off the bus. The next slide. Let's see if I can get to the next slide. Okay, whoops. So that next slide is basically just tells you, is where you're able to set how you can set your radius so that you'll know when the bus enters into your student's area. The best part about this is this helps our drivers and our parents know, it helps us to stay on schedule, and it helps you guys to know when the bus is like in your area, so you don't have to send kids out so early, especially on those cold mornings or when it's raining outside or whatever the case may be. You can set this, as you can see, the radius can be set anywhere from 250 feet to 2 miles. So you would get a notification as soon as that bus enters into that radius, into that location. We suggest, somewhere about midway in the scale, which is anywhere from 500 feet to a mile is what we ask that, most parents set their radius at. So because the buses do, ride through, some of the buses may have duplicate neighborhoods. So you're not getting, duplicate notifications and all that. So we just suggest that you kind of bring the radius down. You can also check your history, and you can add as many kids to this app that you'd like to add, and it would keep up with all of their stops. And it will actually, you select the kid, and it tells you AM and PM which stops are being made. So that's how we are trying to address accountability in transportation, and trying to keep up with our kids as well, trying to keep everybody safe. And I am done.
Great, Kevin, thank you. All right, I think now we want to head over to the Department of Counseling, and I think we have more than one representative with us again tonight, but we'll let Michelle do the introductions for us.
Good afternoon, everyone, and greetings from the Counseling Services Department. I am going to attempt to share my screen this afternoon. Just bear with me here. And you should be able to see our screen at this current moment. I bring you greetings from the Counseling Services Department. My name is Michelle Sims. I am the high school counseling supervisor, and I have on the line with me my partner in crime, Debbie Benton, the Director of Counseling Services K through 12. And then we also have Michaela Williams, who is the intern for the First Generation College Student Ambassador Program. And we are excited to be here tonight. As we like to start off with all of our meetings, we like to start off with the mission and vision. And this mission and vision is Guilford County Schools' mission and vision, but it does align with the work that we do as high school counselors and school counselors in general. So the mission is that Guilford County students will graduate as responsible citizens prepared to succeed in higher education or in the career of their choice. And then our vision is to transform learning and life outcomes for all students. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Debbie Bitton, who's going to talk about how Counseling Services mission and vision aligns with the GCS mission and vision.
Good evening, everyone. We are excited to be here tonight to be able to join you. We do serve 267 counselors in our district. And so we in Counseling Service, as you can see, our mission and our vision aligns with GCS mission and vision. And that is, we want to make sure that all of our students have an opportunity to gain knowledge and to be able to be aware and explore some post-secondary options so that they are prepared for career and college options when they finish high school.
And now, what is the role of a school counselor, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. The roles of a school counselor, they wear many, many hats. What we do as school counselors is we provide individual or small group counseling on personal, social, academics, and career. Then we have collaboration meetings with our feeder schools to support transition for students. We can understand that it is sometimes hard for students to transition from elementary to middle and then middle to high. So we try to make that transition as easy as possible. And then we help students, again, make the transition to different grade levels. So maybe going from 9th to 10th or pre-K to K. We definitely want to help make that transition as smooth as possible. Then we explore career awareness, career exploration, and post-secondary plans with K through 12 students. And when we talk about career exploration and career awareness, that can look like many different angles and different things. So one thing that we do for career awareness, which Ms. Debbie will explain to you in a minute, and talk about the different programs, the different initiatives that we have surrounded around career awareness. And in the elementary level, we even have outside community partners come in and speak with students about their respective careers. And then at the high school level, we may provide them with a career interest survey from CFNC, just to help students try to figure out what is that you want to do after you finish high school and what those plans look like. Then we deliver developmentally appropriate activities and services. And then we partner with not only schools, but also community resources, as I stated previously. So we provide supports for students and families. So sometimes students and families may not know what resources are out there for them in the community. So we like to provide that information to them so that they don't have to worry about doing that research. We help do the research for them.
And so one of the things that is very important, parents, is you always, when you have a child, whether it's pre-K, whether they're going into their senior year, you want to make sure that you are connected. And the first thing you want to do is just to make sure that all your contact information is always updated. If the phone number change, if the emergency contact number change, you want to make sure that that information is shared with your school. Also, when you enter that building, you want to make sure that your child has an opportunity to actually know who their school counselor is. Something that we strive in counseling services is making sure that there is building relationships, that they're building relationships not only with their students, but also with their parents. And so they welcome you to email them, to stop by, just to introduce yourself and know who your school counselor is. Also, follow us on social media. We have a Twitter account, we have an Instagram account, and we would love you to follow us so that you can see all the good things that's happening in all of our GCS schools. Also, check the school's website. We're real good about making sure that the information that we are sharing, whether it's an initiative, whether it's a program, or whether it's something that we want to make sure that our students have the communication and our families. So be sure to always check the counseling's website at each school, and also check our website, the District Counseling Services website. We have all information. We have began to upload information about the registration process, toolkits, making sure that you are aware of the parent nights that we're doing at the district level. Also, you will be able to go to the school's website to be able to get information as well about the registration process, any parent nights that they may do at their schools. Also, attend the parent information session. A lot of times there's an open house at the beginning of the year as you matriculate to middle and high school. Sometimes they offer grade level parent information sessions. Be sure to attend that. Now that we have gone virtual with a lot of our meetings and being able to use that hybrid model, it's really important that you can see if it's been recorded and go back at your time to be able to go through and review that information. Just like tonight, go back and review that information. You may hear some things tonight and say, I wish I would have asked that question. Reach out to your school counselor, reach out and just find out what that answer is. So don't be afraid to ask questions, because that's how we begin to be informed, and that's how we're able to help our students matriculate from kindergarten to their senior year. Some of the GCS initiatives that we have, we're always collaborating together. We work together to make sure that our students don't just hear about careers when they get to middle school. And so in the elementary, we expose the kids to career awareness. They start off with a job land with Paws, which is all kind of animated characters that actually go through this big field of job lands, and they're exposed to that. That's something that we have worked with CFNC on, just to kind of get them going with these activities so that they have this awareness. So you can talk to your students or your children when they come home about career awareness, or Paws in job land is what they call it. And that's what we do with the elementary. So that way, when they get ready to go to the middle school, they're ready to actually explore a little bit deeper some of the interests that they may have. And so when they get ready to transition from middle to high school, they have something in their toolkit to take to high school. They have some interests, they have some things that they want to learn a little bit more about. And then at that point, then the initiatives for the high school begin.
And then we talk about Career and College Promise. Well, Career and College Promise, it offers North Carolina high school students the opportunity or the chance to earn college credits at a community college campus. The program is tuition free. Yes, you heard that correct. Tuition free for high school juniors and seniors. Semester fees will apply. You must have a cumulative unweighted GPA of a 2.8 or higher. If you don't have that minimum GPA, then you can also use test scores. You need to speak with your counselor about this opportunity, because they can connect you and tell you how to get involved in the Career and College Promise program. And then we have what we call the Guilford Apprenticeship Program. Apprentices are able to learn and earn money on the job as soon as they start the apprenticeship program, while also taking college classes at no cost. Let me repeat that again. They take college classes at no cost. In fact, students actually get paid for the time spent in class. Where do they do that at, you ask? At the Guilford Apprenticeship. So you have to have a minimum unweighted GPA of at least a 2.5. You must be a high school junior or senior to apply, have Math 1, Math 2, and Math 3. And then you also have to have good attendance. And you also may say, well, why is good attendance important? It's because you're being hired for a job. And on the job, they want to see people that's willing to come to work. So no more than 5 absences per year. And it is a commitment of the parent and guardian and student. So you have to make that commitment. If you want more information about this program, speak with your career and college manager at the high school level. Then we have a new program that was just started this year here in Guilford County. It's called the SEO Scholars Program. It is a free 8-year academic program that gets low-income public high school students to and through college. We are looking for motivated first-generation low-income minority students to join our first cohort in Guilford County. And they're looking for scholars to contribute to the program with character, commitment, and grit, and is eager to grow academically and professionally. They accept applications from 9th grade Guilford County school students with a minimum GPA of 2.7. And if you want more information about that program, you can go to the Shift Ed website, or you can contact Giselle Mancy at giselle@shift-ed.org. Now I'm going to turn it over to one of my partners, Michaela Williams, here from the First Generation College Student Ambassador Program, and she's going to talk more to you about that initiative.
Thank you, Michelle. Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Michaela Williams, and I'm here on behalf of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Office here in Guilford County Schools. And I'll be talking to you about the First Generation College Student Ambassador Program or for short, FGCSA. So the FGCSA program serves 11th and 12th grade first generation college students, meaning that their parents have not obtained a four-year degree from a university. The program offers workshops that build on skill sets that would help these students prepare to go to college after high school graduation. These workshops also have sessions that are geared toward financial aid help, scholarship finding, helping them look over their transcripts, and much more. We also offer student one-on-one support, which I myself go to the student school to meet with them or via Zoom, whatever way is better for them. And we meet and we talk about anything from being stressed about planning for college to helping them figure out how to complete a FAFSA form. We also have collaborated with our counseling department, as Michelle and Miss Debbie have mentioned, to make sure that these students are also getting wraparound support from their counselors as well. Another thing that we offer is college tours. So we're helping our students gain access to college by giving them the chance to tour a university of their choice, whether it be here in North Carolina or out of state school. Like right now, I'm planning a spring break tour for our students to go to from North Carolina to Georgia, and we'll also visit South Carolina. So they have the option of not only seeing colleges, but also getting to visit different states and learning about different opportunities that they can have. So our program is a 2-year commitment. Like I mentioned, they start in the 11th grade and will end in the 12th grade once they graduate. They must have a first gen status. So that is our only requirement of the program, is that students are first gen. There is no GPA requirements. So if they're on the lower end of the GPA scale, that is something that we are willing to work with them with. Our application is online. So Michelle, if you can share that link for them, Michelle's gonna share a link with you guys that gives you access to our application, which has now gone live at this point because our recruitment phase and our recruitment tour starts on February 1st. So I will be going to different high schools to meet with students and tell them all about the first gen program. So if you don't get a chance to fill out the application right now, no worries. You can wait until I come to your school to learn more about the program. We also offer a parent advisory board for our parents as well. So we provide intentional, holistic approach for our students with getting them to and through college.
Thank you, Michaela, for sharing that information. And now we're going to turn it back over to you, Michael, to Q&A.
All right, Michaela, Debbie, Michelle, thank you very much. So for the Q&A session, we only have a couple questions in here. Kevin was talking about, and this could use some clarity in terms of students who live in one city but may want to go to a school in another. So he asked specifically about, for example, High Point students, if they're eligible for programs in Greensboro and how the transportation around that would work. I'm not sure if maybe Dr. Slade would be the best to answer that.
Yes. So the choice options for many programs are based off of the addresses of students. So there are some programs that do not have boundaries, so you can apply to them. But a lot of them that are duplicate programs. What I mean by a duplicate program, if it's a performing arts, then you have to apply to the program in your attendance zone. But if it's a program that's not a duplicate program, let's say that program is only offered in Greensboro, or that program is only offered in High Point. In that situation, then you are eligible to apply at that point. So hopefully that clears up the difference between a duplicate program and a standalone program. If not, please let me know and I can further clarify that.
Yeah, maybe for anybody who joined us late, do you want to just explain again where the resources are, where people can find those lists?
Definitely. All of our resources that were shared, I'll go back to that. we have a Choice Schools website. Hopefully everyone can see that is showing. The way you get to the Choice Schools website. So from the GCS main page, we have a large banner here that the first thing you see is Choice Schools application window is open. You can also go to departments, and again, it's choice. So it'll be here under the C's. And once you get here, this site here has lots of information, including our showcase information, which has our in-person. You can go by the different booths. We'll do that on February 1st at the Coliseum from 5:30 p.m. to 8. You can see the school tours that you can take and the timing as to when those take place. You can see the overall timeline, which also shows when offers go out and lottery acceptances. Specific to the question that was asked about the programs, when you click here at the Choice Schools and Programs listing, you'll see this document. This document is very helpful for families because it breaks it down as far as what options are available for families. So if you have an elementary student, then these are the options. And this is kind of what that question was asked. If I'm living in Greensboro and these are considered duplicate programs, they both focus on arts. Well, if I live in Greensboro, then I can't apply to the High Point version and vice versa because that program is still offered at a particular school. However, if you're interested in science and technology, there's only one option here. So you are eligible to apply to that one, and transportation would be provided.
Gotcha, thank you. And I did a little research on Leslie's question for us too about open houses, and I haven't been able to find any information for 23-24 yet. Is there anybody here that can clarify that? Of course, it would be school specific, but I'm not sure if there any discussions have taken place in terms of any potential changes to open houses this year.
Yes, schools will be doing parent registration, open house meetings for their families, and that information and that planning is taking place now. So you can actually go on to their website and just keep looking at the website because that information will be posted on their website. Guilford Parent Academy, Counseling Services, Student Assignment, and Choice School, we're going to be doing a couple of parent nights for rising 6th graders and rising 9th graders on February 8th and February 9th. So you can reach out and look at Parent Academy's website, and that information should be loaded up there pretty soon.
I also had a question from our live Facebook page. A lady wants to know, is there still a shortage of bus drivers?
So I will handle that question. There is a shortage of bus drivers, and we desperately, are seeking bus drivers. So yeah, that's out there in the public setting. And yeah, we are actively seeking more bus drivers here in Guilford County.
Kevin, maybe you can detail a little bit more about some of the recruitments, the recent benefits that have been made to try to attract people to those jobs.
Of course, yeah. So, and it's not just the bus drivers that we're focusing in on. We're focusing on bus drivers as well as mechanics, and we do have some incentives, some bonus incentives for drivers that sign up, and for people that persons that sign up that want to be mechanics as well. So we do have some initiatives there as well. So we are, yeah, like I said, we are actively seeking to find and also reward if that's the case, if you are interested in driving or interested in being a Guilford County Schools bus mechanic as well.
Great, thank you. Latoya, did you have any other questions come in?
I did not. Janet, do you have any on your end?
I do not have any questions on my end.
Okay, looks like someone just put something in the chat. Says my daughter is in pre-K at Reedy Fork. I would like her to go to kindergarten at Reedy Fork. Do I still need to submit an application?
Okay, that would be for me in student assignment. So pre-K is different than, she does not automatically go to Reedy Fork for kindergarten. So kindergarten assignments are based off of your attendance zone. If you're interested in her attending Reedy Fork for kindergarten, we have a window that's called the reassignment window. That is not the choice school because, Reedy Fork is your zone. So if Reedy Fork is your zone, then okay, yes. So if Reedy Fork is your zone, then that would be her assigned school. Yes, ma'am.
But you would still need to complete a school meant kindergarten enrollment.
Yeah, you would register for that.
You would still register her for kindergarten. She won't automatically be registered for kindergarten at Reedy Fork. You'll still need to do that.
And what's the easiest way for her to go about doing that?
So when kindergarten registration opens up in April, you will go to the SchoolMint online registration platform and just follow these steps on the, it'll direct you through the screens as to what you'll need. The first slide that I presented, I don't know if you were here or not. I shared information about kindergarten registration and the documents that would be required. You can find that information on the student assignment website. So if you go into Guilford County Schools homepage and you go to departments, you will see student assignment. And on that website, you'll see kindergarten registration, which outlines all of the requirements and the places to go to register for kindergarten. But that does not open typically until April 1st. You're welcome.
Perfect. And we do want to say, just for anybody who may have joined us late, we have been recording this the entire time. It is going to be available on the Facebook page. So if you have any further questions or you want to keep track of any of the dates, I know a lot of them were thrown out there during those presentations, but they're important and definitely don't want to miss them. So you'll be able to go back and check on all of that and rewind this and pause it and do all the things that you need to do. And again, a lot of these resources, they're right on the GCS homepage, and that Facebook page is also monitored. So if you have any further questions for anybody, anything of that sort, you could always comment on that post and get some of the answers that you're looking for. Before we close anything tonight, does anybody have any last words that they want to add? Anything that maybe we left out? And we'll give a couple more minutes for any sort of questions. Latoya, anything from you?
Again, I just wanted to thank our group for coming out again this evening. Those of you that were with us, most were with us today at noon and at 6 p.m. So I thank everyone that came out, our committee, our chair, and our participants tonight. I hope you all gained some valuable information. And as Michael said, this is available for you to re-listen at. It's live on our Facebook page now, both sessions from noon and from 6 p.m. So you can look at either one. If you're here tonight, you may want to look at the 12-1 noon also. It may be some questions on there that you may have wanted answers to that they answered during that time. But thank you so much for this very important conversation, and we will stay tuned for more crucial conversations coming up with the African American Initiative of United Way of Greater High Point. Thank you all, and I hope you have a great evening.
Latoya, thank you for putting all this together. Thank everybody for joining in with us. We know it's busy, it's Thursday night, so we'll let everybody get on their way, but thank you again for all of your insight and sharing all of you, everything, all the great things you guys are doing within the school system and your respective organizations. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everybody have a good night.
Good night, everyone.